Okay guys, Ari Snow here, and seeing as there's a lot of newer runners for Resident Evil 5 New Game Plus Solo, I figured I would make a tutorial slash explanation video for pretty much everything that you need to know for running this game solo. Uh, if you do have ran the game, some of these tricks still may help you, I'm not sure. But the first thing we're going to talk about is going to be the platform differences. I am on the PC version, the Steam version, not the Games Windows Live. Games Windows Live was originally a beta version for PC, but they upgraded it to the Steam version because there were a lot of bugs and issues happening with that. So PC is currently the fastest version because it can run at a solid 60 frames a second or unlocked FPS, which could be however good your machine is. Unlike PS3 and Xbox 360, which run at 30 FPS, and Xbox One and PS4, which run at 59.97, according to some people. I don't know how accurate that is, but I know that it does not run at a solid 60 FPS. So if you're playing on PC, here's my recommendation of what you would do. So windowed screen resolution, don't worry about that. You want your refresh rate to be as high as possible. Mine only goes to 60. Vertical sync, off. Frame rate. Now here's the big issue with frame rate. If you play on 30, it's locking the game at 30, and it just means slower load times and overall slower movement. 60 FPS is a lot faster than 30, but it also has its downsides. Weird AI, you can get caught on corners, doors, everything behaves differently on a higher frame rate. Then we get to unlocked. On unlocked FPS, the ground will literally grab you and you will get stuck on any and everything. So I would suggest staying on 60, just keep it simple. Anti-aliasing, have that off. Motion blur, off. Now for your overall quality and all that, I think it's best to keep it on medium because it also does help with AI manipulation for some reason or another, but it's really up to you. I would recommend these exact settings, everything besides refresh rate. Turn that up as high as it could possibly go. So then you can also have controller settings, keyboard and mouse settings. I personally play with controller. I play on vibration off, aiming controls just default, fastest, and type B. Now type B allows you to turn your camera angle while still moving, whereas type C and D, they will allow you to sidestep and strafe, but you can't do what we call a C turn, or a camera turn. I'll explain that a little more in depth once we get in the game. And for controller or keyboard bindings, it's really up to you. I don't play keyboard and mouse. I know a lot of top tier players do, but that's not me. Alright. So then we're going to go into something that has been an issue in RE5 in the past, but has kind of died down now. It's RTA versus IGT. And as Nova Speedruns points out, you can also now C-turn on keyboard and mouse the way you would as a controller, and I'll show that momentarily. But the IGT versus RTA. So what IGT means is the in-game time. As you can see for 1-1, that's a co-op time, I have 8 minutes and 14 seconds. Now that's probably 8 minutes, 14 seconds point something, because this game does run on the milliseconds, and if it's below 0.50, it rounds down. If it's above 0.50, it rounds up. Whereas RTA, real-time attack, it means the second you start the chapter, it counts everything. Loading times, cutscenes, all of that stuff. So it's pretty much a hard clock that goes from A to B, and you kind of decide when to stop it, really. Whereas the IGT, it stops at a certain point, no matter what. So as of right now, Resident Evil 5, New Game Plus, Solo, and Co-op run on the IGT. So that means you can use a script like the timer I have right now that I'll show you, or you can just add up all your chapter end times at the end of the game. As long as you do have a solid time and have proof of the time, it's fine. But new game runs, however, they use RTA. The reason for that is because in new game runs, there's a lot of inventory manipulation. Like, you have to sell treasures, upgrade guns, buy rockets, all these different factors that come into play. So we decided that that should be better to use as real time, so it shows how good you are at controlling your inventory and planning ahead to kind of make your run smoother. Okay, let's see. Let's go to the inventory, what you're going to need. So, for a New Game Plus run, you're going to be Chris. You can be Sheva if you want, but Chris is the faster person for this particular full game run. In some chapters, you do want to be Sheva for an IL or an individual level run, but we'll get into that soon as well. So, my setup would be this, for chapter 1-1 at least. Then you can have your inventory however you want it. I just set mine up this way. But something really important is that Sheva cannot have a gun right now, because she'll ruin everything, and make sure she has a full inventory. Whether it be first aid sprays, grenades, some type of ammo that she can't, waste. As long as she has something like that, she cannot pick up loose ammo, grenades, anything. She still can pick up gold no matter what, but that's okay. My phone just turned on, sorry about that. So, how to get these guns? Please stop. So the main gun you want to have is an M93R. The way to get this gun is to fully upgrade the M92F. That's annoying. The M92F, once you fully upgrade this gun, you have the option to buy this gun, which is a 3-round burst. It's the strongest pistol, and it's just great. But you have to fully upgrade a weapon before you can buy the infinite ammo for it, so just keep that in mind. You buy that in the bonus features with points that you get for completing chapters or mercenaries or whatever. The next thing you're probably going to want to need is a Gatling gun. So, the Gatling gun is only for Chris, and you have to upgrade the VZ61 fully, and then you can purchase a Gatling gun for 50,000, and it's already infinite, it's already fully upgraded, all of that. M93R you buy for 30,000, but it's going to take you probably another 30,000 to fully upgrade it. So you have this, and then you get to that. Another gun that could potentially help you is obviously a Magnum. I prefer this Magnum, but really anything, this or the Lightning Hawk. I would not use the hand cannon for anything. It's just too slow. The recoil is awful. That's a big no-no. I would not go for that. And then the bow. This is mainly for segmented stuff. There's a few tricks you can do with it. And to get this, it's $50,000 or 50,000 coins as well. But for that, you have to upgrade the S75 sniper rifle. You get this one in chapter 2-1, or you can just buy it for $2,000. It's up to you. But once you fully upgrade that, you automatically unlock the bow, and it's 50,000, and it's infinite. But it does not have a reticle, so you're kind of shooting blind. So pretty much what you see in my inventory here is all you're going to need for a speedrun. Let's see. Oh, and of course grenades. You're going to need a ton of grenades. Mostly frag grenades in solo because there's a lot of things you can do. IL-wise, you definitely do want some incendiary grenades, then flash grenades for those sticky situations. Proximity mines, mainly for co-op, but they might have use in solo, but I'd still keep a few on hand. Rotten eggs. If anything from this video, just please get rotten eggs. The more you find, the better. You can dupe them with friends, you can just farm them the regular way. Always keep these on hand because you can sell them one for 2,000, or sell all 45. That's all your inventory slots full of eggs for 90,000. That's enough to do just about anything that you need. That's just a random egg. Then we'll go on to the grenade launcher. This is free. You get it in Chapter 4-1. There's no need to really panic over that. But what you put in it is very important. A guaranteed must-have is nitrogen rounds, which freezes your enemy, and flash rounds, which flash your enemy. You also want explosive rounds for those certain things in co-op, and acid rounds for if you need to stun yourself in certain places. Electric rounds, which you can use for something I'll show you momentarily. And then, I'm not sure why I have those. Then just miscellaneous, melee vest, of course, bulletproof vest. I personally don't wear the melee vest, because I'd like to keep 2 first aid sprays when I can. But you can wear that if you'd like. And the infinite rocket launcher, which is pretty simple. It costs $10,000 to buy, but if you can complete the game in under 5 hours, you can get it infinite. You can't buy it or with points. You have to complete the game in under 5 hours. Any difficulty, co-op, solo, it doesn't matter. Just under 5 hours, you're good to go. So if you are tight on cash, and you buy it here actually in the bonus features with your exchange points, and you don't have to buy the rocket launcher, but you have to buy these. So that's the infinite ammo for that gun, BZ61, S75 where I got the bow, the Magnum. That's where you purchase those. Special settings, so then costumes. Sheva does not matter, it's completely aesthetic for her. I use business, you can use that, clubbing, tribal, business, fairy tale, anything. Chris's costume matters a lot, because there's only 2 of them that you should be using. Safari or Warrior. I mean, Heavy Metal looks awesome, BSAA, if I had it, looks pretty great. So why would you want to use these guys? Well, because they have sunglasses on. And the sunglasses actually make Chris immune to flashes. So if you're doing an old Jill strat, learning a new strat, in 5-2 they can throw flashes, your partner may flash you, etc. You will not be affected by that. You can shoot a flash grenade directly at the ground and you won't get stunned. And it's extremely helpful. I pick Safari, doesn't matter. So if you really can't find any rotten eggs or no one to dupe with, the best place to get money is definitely going to be Chapter 4-1. You get, I forget, I think Time to Reflect told me it's like 50,000 or 40,000 per run through, and this chapter wouldn't take you more than 8 minutes. So you get about 50,000 gold. So that's pretty good. And then optionally you could go to 5-3 and get the Heart of Africa for 10,000, but that's just a long chapter. I wouldn't recommend that. Now for item farming, the best place to get hand grenades is definitely Chapter 1-1. You can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can get 7 hand grenades in Chapter 1-1. That's insane. And plus, you can also get lucky drops and all that. You can also get 1 incendiary in this chapter. 1-2, you can farm for an incendiary grenade. It's hidden in a pile of fruit. It's only 1 single spawn, but it takes you probably a minute and a half per grenade. It's very fast. Of course, you can still get lucky drops. Then the best place to farm a flash grenade is back to 4-1. It's right at the start, so you run up, shoot one of the vases, and it has a flash grenade in it at all times. Actually, you could probably also do that in 2-2 at the final boss fight. I think there's maybe 3 to 4 flashes there, but I'm not sure if it works the same way as 1-2 would. But either way, it's quick, it's easy. I wouldn't really stress about it too much. Okay, so now that we've got our costumes, our inventory, what we need, we understand what IGT and RTA means, we got our computer specs, and also on console, any kind of console, you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. It's just set up like it is. Attack reaction, I'd keep it off just in case. But co-op settings, up to you. I keep mine on invite only. You can set this offline as well, but just keep it, however you want. So infinite ammo, yes, you definitely want that on for New Game Plus. So you would start your game. So we got all our goodies, and keep in mind that for each chapter, the inventory will change slightly. So for the next chapter, I won't have these 3 items. That will just be first aid sprays. So let's get this started. Now, in RTA, the timer would have already started, and it would have been going. But where this is a cutscene, this does not count for time. As well as this cutscene does not count for time. And technically this cutscene either does not count for time. But once I skip this, my timer will start. The timer you see is only calculating the in-game time. So once you get to a certain point, like this cutscene up here, it will stop immediately. And it will go no further. Until I decide to skip this cutscene. So now would be a good time to talk about our best friend Sheva. So Sheva is obviously your partner, and the AI Sheva is not that good. She kind of does her own thing at times, and it just makes it a big hassle. So the best way to do is just keep playing, understand how she works, certain lines you can take that manipulate her, all these other types of things. So, and we skip this cutscene, and you want to immediately switch to something. Okay. So, here's what I mean by the C turn. And this cutscene here actually does count for time, but you can skip this cutscene with X. But that's beside the point. So, Sheva's going to do her own thing. So this turn right here, you could do this, and just try to take a really funky line, or you could just run in and do a quick C turn, and you're already there. And another thing to get in a really big habit of is when you go to a door, you can still tell her to come on, so you want to hit B, then X, and that will trigger her cover action, as you can see in the bottom right hand corner. Or if you hold down B and press up, you tell her to go, which means attack. And that means she's going to be grabbing stuff, attacking enemies, etc. So that was a neat little thing. But what's weird is once you reset this, you can no longer go to that side of him. It's unfortunate. But that also has some RNG to it. Okay. Again, nothing will affect this where it's a cutscene. So that telling her to come on before you do just about anything, doors, certain windows, etc. You always want to then open your door or do your action. That will give her a way better chance to follow you. So here, when you're running, she gets distracted in this room, so you come on, then jump down. And that will make her follow you 10 times better. And also something I forgot to mention is certain doors you want to keep open for Sheva. Even though it seems slower because you're standing still, it actually makes it a lot smoother for her to get through them. So B doors with Sheva. Ones that you are really far ahead of her on. If you stand way over here, she's going to come way over here. If you stand just about as close as you can, she'll be here. So you have about that much distance of time saved for simply, standing here. Oops. Yeah, no, I know there's no decimals, sadly. In some cutscenes, you do not need Sheva with you to trigger it, but some you do. So keep that in mind. Okay, so we're in one of the most boring chapters of the game. There's a hand grenade in here if you need one as well. So this is the public assembly area of 1-1. And really all you're doing here is waiting until the executioner decides to come and knock down your gate. Up there is Kanye. But there's a really odd strat here that Nova Speedruns actually showed me a few days ago. And so far, crossing my fingers, it's more consistent than the strat that I used in my tutorial video for 1-1. So, I'm definitely going to have to remake that video with this strat. So if you tell her to go, she'll usually try to be the hero. I think it may be a little bit faster. Hey Aardvark, how you doing? This strat that Nova showed me the other day, like 2 or 3 days ago. And there's gold over there, so that's really good.
We need backup, and we need it right now. Roger that. Just sit tight. I'm on my way. Did you hear that, Sheva? Help's on the way.
Roger, got it. I just hope he gets here quick.
So oddly enough, you stand at this corner and just move back and forth. And for some reason, the executioner decides to be here. So you're probably wondering why I froze those people where I did. So pretty much what it is there is a... Second. There's kind of like a trigger point on this little area right here. So once you pass this, the auto scroller, it starts. So when you're in here, if you could stand in here the rest of the game, as long as you didn't leave, you would stay here forever. So once you pass this point, that's when the timer starts for this whole long boring process. So the idea is you want him to aggro from this position and swing as early as possible. So I freeze the guys. Whoops, daisy. Didn't mean to do that. But you want to freeze the guys not behind the wall, because I've had him actually swing too early and not hit anything. So about right here. And then when he swings, the gate's going to fall almost instantly, thus making it faster for you to exit. Then here is really up to you. You can hang out, you can go on a killing spree, whatever. But here is an incendiary grenade and a frag grenade. If you're on new game runs, here is a machine gun.
We've got to hold out till Kurt gets here.
Also another grenade here. And there's a first aid spray, some ammo, and some machine gun ammo. All sorts of money everywhere. But really, if you don't want to kill the executioner, the safest place you can be is inside of the bus or way up top here. Just because the only people that can go in both of those places are the regular Magini. And there's also 3 frags up here, which I will grab. So now it's pretty much just you wait. That's all you can do. There's really no way to speed this part up that I figured out. There's been many thoughts. If you stand over near the door, it's faster. If you do this with a rocket, at the end it's faster. Killing everyone, killing no one, etc. There's no possible way to speed this up. I'm sorry. I'm just as disappointed as you are. And also, if anyone's familiar with Resident Evil 4, they have something called difficulty adjustment in that game, to where if you play really bad, that you're tricking the game into thinking that you're actually bad, so it makes it easier on you through later levels in certain parts. This game also does not have that. So if you see people lowering accuracy or blowing each other up with rockets, not killing enemies, it's completely just for fun or something. It does nothing in terms of game effects.
How you holding up? I'll be there shortly. Just hang in there.
But now would be a good time to talk about RNG when we really don't have much going on here. So the way these guys behave is completely random. That's what we call RNG. Something that you just cannot control. Kind of like Sheva's movement in certain parts. You don't know what she's going to do, but she's going to do something. And it's terrible. It's a big issue in solo runs, mainly because that's your biggest enemy. In co-op runs, at least you have two human elements that can, make decisions that would be better for the run rather than the computer just running rampant.
Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm gonna take out the door. Find some cover.
And you'll notice the timer's going to stop here. So, the way I have this timer set up is it resets after each chapter, but it also adds the next chapter together. So once I get done with this chapter, it's going to reset back to 0, but once I finish chapter 1-2, it's going to add both of those together and show me what my total time is so far in this run. So if we skip this, my timer's going to say 9:17. So here's where you change up your inventory. That works because there are different values within Resident Evil 5 that change where you're at in the game. So like the start of a run or a chapter or whatever, or the beginning of the game, has a different value than the start of chapter 2-1 or 2-2 or whatever. So it starts and it goes on these values until pretty much it just has nothing else to do, because once you finish, it adds it up. It adds them together because after this, it takes the value of what I got previous, or what the next chapter would be. So this is a 9:17, and let's say I get 3 minutes on the next chapter, it'll know, okay, here's a 9:17 and here's a 3 minute. So far you spent X amount of time doing this. But really, any timer is just, if a game had a dedicated in-game time, any external timer like live split, W split, a stopwatch for all I care, it's really just a tool to help you understand where you're at in the run. To this day, I still don't just add up my, live split time and trust that it works. I go back through and look at each chapter just to be exactly sure. So now it resets to 0. Another really interesting thing about this game is, okay, I'm 8 seconds, 9 seconds, and 10 seconds. If I pause, I'm 10 seconds in, right? So what if I restart? It goes back to 9:27, then resets back to 0. Now, the 10 seconds I just spent wasting time and restarting and all this running, that will not be added to the final time, due to the fact that I have not left this area yet. The only time it's going to add up is once I go through this door, which is a B door, which is actually just a checkpoint. So now it's starting a whole new thing. So now I'm 23, 25, yeah. Now if I restart here, it's going to jump back to 23 or 24 seconds. And see how Sheva just does random things sometimes? Now here's a big debate people have had for this little area. If you run straight forward, you get a cutscene. And you have to skip it and whatnot. But see, cutscenes don't count for time. So, but if you run this way, there is no cutscene at all. So, it's really up to you. But I would definitely take the cutscene. That's a terrible idea not to.
Come on! Come on!
Roger.
So, pretty much Sheva's going to get stuck on just about everyone. And here's a fun little trick for you guys. This is by no means faster. Don't ever do that.
Come on!
It's just neat that he opens the door for you. But you can't get past him, sadly. Okay. So the best thing to do for this part is to run and shoot everyone in your way just so Sheva doesn't get stuck on everything. Because she will. And this is one of those checkpoints as well that you don't need Sheva for. It's about right here. And it'll trigger. So there are two ways to do this particular part. You can A, do this little nifty trick. And don't worry about her, she'll follow you. Open this door. See, this one's kind of iffy though, because she can grab the gold. But it is the faster way faster than just looping around the whole entire thing, because there's two people to spawn here, there's multiple guys out here, and it's just, you want to cut down as much as possible on Sheva getting stuck on something that you could easily avoid.
Come on!
See what I mean? She just doesn't follow there. And her lines are just atrocious through this whole area. Even if you stay with her, she will stop and stutter step and this and that. So that's just poor design by the developers, I believe.
Come on!
Roger.
And notice how she serpentines out, then looks in. It's just a big, insane thing.
Come on!
Okay. Don't like the looks of this.
Come on!
We'll have to keep moving.
Come on!
Roger.
Actually, I didn't do the strat there because I just want to show you absolutely how stupid this AI is, for the most part. And she turns around. It's just insane. But there are some uses for the attack mode, or the go, that you can tell her to do. So, usually, at this point, you would just be running, etc. You'd open this door, and you would run through here. And she obviously follows. So you go all the way through here, and there's a key back here that you have to grab. But grabbing this key, it gets a checkpoint. And once you get a checkpoint, you're still back in here. And you'd have to run all the way back out to about this area right here. And then you would fight the monster. So a way to make that just a lot easier and less stressful and faster is to tell her to go right before you open the door or a little bit after it. Hello, Expert 5.
Go!
So if you tell her to go, she immediately goes for barrels or ammo or something, or enemies even. But while she's out there holding the spawn for us, we will spawn right back out there. So here we are. Now, here is another issue that some runners have. If you don't kill him fast enough, Sheva will give you a dialogue. And for some reason, if the dialogue is playing, you can't open this door.
Come on!
Okay.
But if you can shoot the rocket extremely fast,
Alpha team. We need to report the situation.
you can skip that dialogue part, saving probably 3 to 4 seconds.
Hurry!
Roger.
That's our first little... Yeah, you can skip dialogue. That's the first little area that you need Sheva manipulation to actually work. Again, you see the timer stops, and now if I skip this, it adds it up to my total 917 plus this. Or whatever I got, I honestly forget. So now here, you have the rocket out. You don't want your rocket out. So if you just take it out and put it back in, oh well, it it automatically will select your handgun. It will not select a grenade, sadly, but it selects handgun, machine gun, magnum, grenade launcher, etc. And also, Nova Speedrun just told me something I completely forgot about.
We can't let Irving get away.
And Shev is basically going to keep the same inventory throughout this whole entire run. So, I forgot to write this down. I don't know why we didn't think of this. So, when you're shooting, you have your rocket out. So, there's an enemy over there. You have to do this and all that. Or you can just, boom, deal with the grenade. You can do it with a knife. I wouldn't recommend the knife. That's just a little meme trick. But the way you do this is whatever your controls may be, hold down whatever your aim is, hit, mine is down, as you can see, for the rocket, but hit whatever your rocket is and immediately hold your fire button. So, down, fire. Or quick throw grenades, you can quick shot, quick heal, just about anything.
We can't let Irving get away. We have to get to the station.
Come on!
Why would you need a stun rod? Because if she has a gun, then that means 9 times out of 10 she's going to try to shoot someone, and it's just a big hassle and a waste of time. So if she has a stun rod, she has a weapon to move with and doesn't have to keep adjusting her inventory. So if she just has first aid sprays, she always unequips the first aid spray. And it just makes her stand still and switch weapons, and it's just a waste of time. It's ridiculous. Or if she had this or this or this, she would just start shooting people. And that would just be ridiculous. But like I said, we're pretty much going to keep the same inventory, for Sheva at least, pretty much the whole run. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. And there she goes, blocking again. And I'm doing all these strats really, really slow so people can see what I'm doing. And there she got stuck on a guy. You don't have to shoot him, but I am because I was really slow. This part's annoying. So the best way to do this is to aim at this car, quick fire rocket, then shoot one over here behind him. If you shoot too close to this, it will catch on fire. Then you can just slip through. And here comes Sheva. Now, here is a big issue that we've seen in this game recently in submissions. It's a tactical reset. Now, what does that mean? It's a reset that serves a purpose. You're not resetting over a mistake or resetting because you forgot something or whatever. So if we were to push this gate and I run out, the checkpoint would end somewhere about here. So there's all that running for nothing. I jump over, Sheva's far away. It's just a big mess. But if I reset this checkpoint, I spawn further. So I'm over here now from a starting point. And Sheva's right beside of me. And here's another instance of a tactical reset that I'll show you right now. So Sheva's relatively close to me at this moment. But sometimes stuff happens like that, and she gets hit. Okay, now she's really, really far away. So let's just see how long it takes her to get down here. Checkpoint. About 3.5 seconds. But if I were to restart that checkpoint, I would go back to the time that was originally in the game's in-game time. So it's a 31, now it's a 27. And she's right beside of me. This dog area is bad. Run forward, look up. Quickfire rocket. That should kill all 5 of the dogs. You really only kill them for the sake of Sheva because she'll get stuck and everything bad happens.
Come on.
Roger.
And see what I mean? She just does things for some reason.
Something's coming. Watch out.
There's an example of holding doors open for Sheva. Sometimes it doesn't always work though.
Come on.
Roger.
And here's another little trick you can do with the manipulation. Yeah, solo is way different than co-op. You don't have to learn all these small little things. But something you can do here,
Go.
tell her to go. And now she'll be literally right beside the door, looking into those.
Come on.
Roger.
And that way she's like right next to you.
Okay.
Now this is one of the most annoying parts in the game, and it's just bad. So she might do it this time, but she won't. Okay.
Come on.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay.
You two okay? HQ sent me in to provide air support. It's gonna get hot down there, so watch out.
Yeah, you can do partner lock on turns as well. That's really hard to explain with Sheva because there's not many instances where she is behind you, but I don't know, it's very odd. But if she is behind you or your partner's behind you, instead of double C turning or regular 180 quick turning, if you hold your lock on, but mine's RT, you tap LT, you'll instantly, you know. But here's where the real fun comes in. There are 2 ways, actually 3 ways. I'm going to show all 3 ways how to get through this. So if you've played this game before, you know that there is a door up here that has a lock on it. And to progress, you usually have to throw Sheva across, let her... no. You only run slower with a Gatling gun if you actually have it equipped. If you have something else out, you run the same speed. No gun makes you run faster or slower, just a Gatling gun. So we'll power through these guys. Hopefully she doesn't get grabbed. Whoa, buddy. Okay, I'm going to show you the ways to get through this gate. Let's clear some of these guys out here. Their friend in the urinal over here. Okay, so I'm not sure if I can get this way first try, but I actually did come up with the strat to do this. So pretty much, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's about right here. If you stand here, get to a certain point. I don't think I got it. Well, I promise that way does work, I assure you. It's just really hard to do it without keyboard and mouse, because on keyboard and mouse, your grenade actually has a little reticle. Whereas on controller, you're just blind firing. The other way is you would come up here, and you would bounce a grenade off of that part of the sign, and it would fall somewhere down here, and it would blow the lock off the door. Now, that way is really slow, the way I just showed you. The first way is pretty quick. Excuse me, bud. Now, there's 2 ways to do this one. It's one, if you use this gun. Whoops, I missed it. That will take it off. Or my preferred way, just use the Gatling gun. And resetting there to get a Gatling gun, grenade launcher, you should always have grenades. That's considered a tactical reset because let's face it, no one wants to run around with a refrigerator on their back the whole run. That would just be atrocious. No. Gatling gun does not make you move slower. So, the safe way to do this is to inspect the door and just do that. Oops. Well, that's not how it works. Saying lied to me. But, pretty much aim at the middle of the door and do that. And then you just quick switch back to... See, she just opens doors extremely slow. No, the Gatling gun's faster if you can actually get it to work. The grenade launcher has a high risk of actually hurting you. That's what Saiyan told me. That if you like just inspected it first, that maybe you have to inspect it then kick it. I'm not sure. There's a quick fire. But I think Gatling gun's the fastest. But yes. So I know that me and Outrage did that on 360, and we essentially got the same exact time. Here's another place we used to reset, but it's definitely not worth it. So once again, here we are just chilling. QTEs or quick time events do not count for IGT, except for 6-2 for some odd reason. I'm not sure why it does that, but it does. You can skip these until the nearest QTE, or you can just watch them. It doesn't matter. I know on Xbox One and probably PS4, you need to watch them because they have a really nasty habit of disconnecting players during those cutscenes. It's just awful. No, expert. I'm not, only because you cannot do that on the Steam version. You can only do that on Xbox 360, PS3, and Games for Windows Live. But I will put a link to that out of bounds in the video. Or the description of this video. So now we're starting 1-2. Again, small inventory changes. Safest way is to just use a flash around here. I'll show you why. Annoying Sheva RNG because she's slow. So make sure she's out of the door, because if you don't and you just run off, she'll get stuck in there and it's just rough. So you want to get these done as fast as possible so Sheva doesn't catch up with you. If she catches up with you, she'll slow down and she's just dumb. Now, if you want to be really safe, you're going to walk this whole entire part. And she does that anyway. That's actually what happens when you go too slow, as I predicted. She will jump off of this. So if you're jumping here and she's too close to you, she automatically jumps down. And that is actually a run killer, because if you don't stay here and, you know, kill all the guys for her, she will continue just to screw everything up. So let's wait for Sheva here. Is she going to do it again? Thankfully not. The slower you are there, the worst. She can still jump off if you're going extremely fast, but you're just going to have to kind of Afraid to RNG this there. That is another thing of RNG. So now we're in the mines. One of the worst places ever in this game. So there's that. If you're running through this, she will always grab the lantern.
I'll take the lantern. Stay close to me.
I'm not sure. She always stays relatively close to you with this lantern, but she can get stuck on some of these guys. So it's good to kind of clear a path. But be careful, because some of them will turn to Cephs. And if it's a Ceph, it's just going to automatically hit her, and it's bad. Shoot your flash there to take care of these guys. They're all good. Now, if she's too close to you, like I think she might be now, so you're turning this. I don't know if she's too close or what. Actually, she's far away. Okay, that's good. That's lucky. She was still very far. But sometimes if she's too close, she will put down the lantern, then continue to pick it back up, then put it back down before she runs through. And that's just a big hassle. And guys, this is a beginner guide. It's not about the most advanced strats. This is completely and utterly just about showing the basics of the game. Here's also some RNG for that dynamite guy. That archer, guys in the cave. Luckily, we only had one guy in the cave this time. That was probably a bad decision. So here's one of the instances that you don't need Sheva to get a checkpoint. And you would do another tactical reset here.
Chris here. We located Irving, but he got away.
And you can see I'm abusing the C-turns a lot because it cuts down on your time to serpentine or loop around or whatever.
Roger that.
These guys can be a pain, so avoid them at all costs. Your main goal right now is for you to get to the checkpoint as fast as possible. Don't worry about what Sheva's doing. She's okay. She'll be with us momentarily. Okay, so now, I got there at about a 419, roughly. Take this time to move your inventory, do what you need. But now Sheva's with us.
I'll cover you from up there. Give me a hand.
She's always going to say, I'll cover you from up there. Always tell her to come on, or she does ridiculous things, and it just screws everything up. You can usually make it past that guy, so don't worry about him hitting you, as long as you don't dilly-dally like I did. And wait for Sheva. Like what she's doing right now.
It's too heavy for you. Let me give you a hand.
So here's where you could do another tactical reset if you try and go for the quick kill. I wouldn't recommend it right off the bat, but if you want to try it, go for it. I'll try it right now. Missed it. So if you can hit him in midair, he falls down, and then just one more rocket to the face, he's out. If you can't hit him in midair, just wait until you, or if you can't hit him through the cutscene, just wait till you spawn in and hit him once with a rocket. He'll fall just like that, as I showed, and just once in the face, and he's done. So again, if you have a rocket, take it out, put it back in, and your pistol's going to be equipped for the next area. However, this area is, one second, something real quick. Okay. But this area, or this particular chapter, is pretty much a complete auto-scroller except for two parts. So we have this going on. Pretty neat. So this chapter is the only chapter that 30 FPS is technically better to play on, in co-op at least, because you can kill the final boss, the Indesu, you can kill him in one cycle. And it saves 40 to 50 seconds depending on how fast you do it.
What does all this have to do with Ouroboros?
You got me. They didn't see.
Looks like the only way we're getting answers is from your...
But this chapter is also a run killer because he can actually 3-cycle. And then that adds another minute or so to your time, and that's just really bad.
It's gonna get bumpy. Hang on.
But this part, there's no way to speed it up until I'll tell you the part that actually makes it a little bit faster. That you actually can manipulate time. Sheva automatically goes for the trucks here. She's not going to worry about anything else until this truck is dead. Now she'll worry about these guys. Is there anything I've missed, people in chat, or... Molotovs do not slow you down, but they make you unable to shoot, which, in higher difficulties maybe, or if you just happen to, be getting stomped out and your health's low, that's the last thing you want is to get hit by a Molotov, because it opens you up for another Molotov hit, axes, everything. Let's see if we can get hit by one. Who's got Molotovs? That guy does. Well, just do a drive-by on him. So, no one has Molotovs. Here we go. See, we can't move, we can't shoot, we can't do anything for those couple of seconds. But if you are bad on health and you just don't think you're going to make the next area, you can always do a tactical reset here. So after this checkpoint, notice my health is low. If you restart right here, you have full health again. So here's the first place that you can actually lose a lot of time, because this truck is terrible, and this is a very slow truck. So that was a 2:58. You can get upwards into 3 minutes for that truck. So there's our first issue with time besides an auto scroller. And yes, drive by the left truck. That truck doesn't help speed at all, but it can knock you and kill you into the river. She shoots these guys for some reason, but in co-op they cannot hit you. For whatever reason, you can just sit here and they'll throw Molotovs, axes, swords, all that at you. They will never touch you. So, here's where the big time loss happens. There's a very certain way you shoot these barrels. So you want to let him... So shoot him in the face as much as possible right now. Or if you can't hit him in the face, just hit him somewhere. And watch your overheat, because you overheat very fast. So he's gone. You can shoot him here, you can choose not to shoot him here. Whatever. So now we're going to focus on all of these. Let him go for the rock, fully. Right before he grabs it, shoot that barrel, and that stops him from grabbing the rock. If he's charging at you, just keep shooting, he'll eventually stop. So this would technically be considered a one cycle. So when this thing shows, you keep shooting it, you can pop it right now, and this chapter's over. I don't think it's ever been done in solo, but I know it's been done in co-op by multiple people. So now you're on your second cycle. Do not duck these hits because it wastes time and you can still shoot through the punches. And it really doesn't hurt all that much. Now here's the RNG barrel, or that we might have to shoot. You need to grab those. Those are important to grab. If you ever hammer fist the ground, definitely grab. So it turns out we got a kind of lucky Gigante, because he decided not to, you know, go for that pole right there to the left. But if he does, when he's going for it, if you shoot that barrel, the pole will instantly drop out of his hands. And it saves a lot of time. But we got a 2-cycle, that's all that matters. We're still in good shape for the run if this was a run. That chapter is full of RNG, where the Plagas spawn on him, where he decides to drop. All of that stuff is complete and utter RNG. There's no way to manipulate it. No way to guarantee 1 cycle. None of that.
Come on!
Roger.
Come on!
Roger.
But now we get to learn about driving. So, as some of you know, if you've ever played this chapter, if you're driving into a wall and you do this, man, that slows you down, doesn't it? That sucks, right? So the best way to counteract that is, let's find a good wall. If you're going full speed, let off of the throttle, then hit it again, and you'll bounce right off the wall. So you're going Mach 1 at this wall. Oh no, scary. Let off both throttles for just a second. Let off both throttles for just a second, and you pretty much glide on the wall. It doesn't work for every single wall, but 9 out of 10 of them do. So if you ever think you're coming in a little bit too hot, just do that and you're fine.
They're all infected.
How could someone
Now Sheva's going to follow you everywhere you go, so be sure to drop a little come on, clear the path for her. Because God knows she will sit there for about 30 minutes with that stun rod trying to kill people. And here's where another tactical reset comes in. So the checkpoint's going to be about right here. 1, 2, 3. It'd be about a 4-second wait for her to get on that boat. But if we reset from the checkpoint to make her spawn closer,
Okay.
you save a couple seconds. But see? Uh-oh. What happened, guys? Someone in chat right now, tell me what I did wrong there. Here's another example of you can't bump if you do that slowdown thing. Exactly. That would be considered a non-tactical reset here, because I didn't give her a gun. Why does she need a gun? I'll show you. You know, I don't like giving her that one. She has more chance with this one. So, if you do that in a run, your run's over. It's your own fault for forgetting that you did not give her a gun. This is the first time she has a gun in the whole entire run. But here's let off, go back in.
You steer. I'll shoot.
Well, I wish she would have shot the barrel, or the ball thing, but okay. But yeah, non-tactical reset is a reset to fix a player error, a mistake, to try to do something a little bit better. Then that would make the run be segmented, and you could not submit it as a single segment.
It's hot enough to shoot as it is.
Okay, so she can keep her gun for this part. It doesn't matter.
Looks like we have to go this way.
So now you just you're at the mercy of these guys. They won't get Sheva, but she will take really odd lines to get away from them. They will eat you. Like that.
Come on!
But see, she's very far, well, she's not that far away. But see the odd line she's taking on the minimap there? And where she follows you everywhere here, it just makes it a real hassle because you have to wait for her to get back to the boat as well. There's another one of those turns. So now she's following you. Here's another little thing you can do to make it easier, I guess. Is if you let her get kind of close to you. In this particular area, at least. Let her get kind of close to you so she can follow your lines. Now, if she is this close, I wouldn't do a tactical reset, honestly. Because she's right up on you. But if she was very far away, then got there, I would do a tactical reset just for the sake of her not, you know, looping around and all this dumb stuff. But you want to take her gun out after that one part, because see how she swaps from her machine gun to her stun rod? That's just what she would do if she didn't have a stun rod and just full of first aid sprays. She would always unequip a first aid spray to be running free-handed.
Come on.
Roger.
So now, what you could do is loop around, shoot a rocket about here, kill these guys. Because you can be responsible for yourself. However, Sheva is a complete moron. Or the AI is a complete moron. I shouldn't just say Sheva. So keep her close. Hopefully she didn't get stuck by those guys. Okay, she didn't. So really you would do a reset here for the sake of speed. Again, tactical because it spawns her closer to the boat with you.
I can't right now.
And just finish this part. The whole area here is not bad except for that particular part because, again, slow down if you're going to bump. Just because the AI is just terrible in this game. It is so unfortunate. And also in co-op mode, you always want the host to do anything like this. Putting items in, driving mostly, you want the host to do it.
Okay.
Because host registers things faster than off-host. Now in solo up here, you can do a tactical reset to make Sheva spawn closer to you. And then you can just kind of do a, I guess maybe riskier strat. But I prefer just to keep going. And hopefully she doesn't cower away. I would not recommend this strat right off the bat, but it's definitely a possibility. So, he dropped the blue Enigma. See, that's not good. Now she's going to be like really close to me. Now, if she runs into people down here, she's going to run directly back up to me. Or gets hit or gets grabbed, she's going to run directly back up to me, like so. So, that's why that strat is definitely not the first thing you should be trying. Because these guys are not going to stop coming. So again, that just shows the sheer ignorance of the AI. She's going to run into more guys. Well, not this time. Lucky. And she switches to her gun. See? That's why the AI is just so bad in this game. Because stupid stuff like that can happen. So ultimately you can do this. Whoa, wait, we spawned here. I forgot about that.
You're taking the crank? Okay, I'll head for the bridge.
But what I was going to say is, sometimes he just dies in that position, and you can't really stop it. But what I was saying is, if you go this direction and loop around, it pretty much spawns all the guys right then, so you can just take care of them for her. And you can tell her to turn the crank, so you can open these doors faster, because you kick doors, she just does this little number. And that's just bad. But for treasure in front of X jumps and pick up things and stuff, I mean, sometimes they're just there. And you just gotta hope that it doesn't happen. And see, she's doing the turnaround thing again. Make her complete loop. That's a big issue in solo, is you're just got to learn to deal with the AI being an idiot. And just hoping that you can get lucky sometimes. Alright, so now we're taking this away from her. We should have taken it away a long time ago, but it's okay. Now you got some treasure to sell. But tactical resets are not only just for spawning your partner closer to you, they can actually be used to despawn enemies as well. So what we're going to do here is just leave everyone. There's a ton of guys. There's an archer up there. There's a guy behind me. There's an archer over there. Ton of dudes down here. They're mad. They're going to grab me. Tactical resets have always been a thing because they serve a purpose. Anything that serves a purpose is a value in the speedrun. So what we do here is get this checkpoint. Optimally, you can just start shooting now and protect her the whole way, but that'll happen. She'll get shot. It's just bad. So once you jump down onto that raft, just simply reset and jump back down, and now there are no more guys. He's gone. That archer's gone. All these dudes over here. I've been running this game since 2009. Trust me. Everything I'm showing this video is completely and utterly legitimate. However, some tactical resets are slower. Like that one there is actually slower to do, but it makes the game a hell of a lot safer. Unfortunately, you cannot tell Sheva to go and register that checkpoint. That would be amazing if you could. You would save a lot of time. But that's what you do in co-op is the person on the raft would get up and kick the button, and the person turning the crank would just run across this bridge as fast as possible. Yeah, if you can somehow clip through a wall. Here's another tactical reset to spawn her closer. Any post-patch glitch is allowed due to the fact that there was a glitch at one point that messed with the IGT, and I could finish a chapter in 5 seconds if I wanted to. It's not an outside source, it's an in-game component. That's not a glitch or a cheat, it's simply restarting from a checkpoint as the game intended. It's just like dying. If I would have died on that raft, I would have spawned right back in, and the same thing would have happened. But that's why there are rules to a tactical reset and a non-tactical reset. Tactical reset is what you meant to do. It serves, okay, I need to despawn these guys, so I'm going to do this. Non-tactical would be me trying to do it the hard way, and then messing up by accident, saying, oh, I'm just going to do this and make it easier. It's a big difference. And that's why the mods have to like watch every single run that has anything like that in it. See, I already did something wrong there. You're supposed to make Sheva turn that crank while you're running this way. So here's another good example of a tactical reset that saves a lot of time. There are actually multiple tactical resets in this game. So what you're going to do is open this door first. Well, not really open it. Then immediately turn this crank as fast as you can. And our chainsaw friend's going to jump down. But if you turn this crank first, this fire is going to go away. And once you kill him, you get a checkpoint. So once you restart this checkpoint, and you can take this out, put it back in, you'll notice that this fire is still gone. The one we turned over here is gone. That's dynamite. So then you would spawn in the middle here and just run up here. Some of your guys are still going to be alive after that one, but it's fine. Oops. Sadly, you cannot do a double tactical reset here because this chainsaw guy just simply doesn't give you a checkpoint. Okay, so Sheva's gonna do the good pattern? Nope, she did the bad pattern. But either way, if we kill this chainsaw guy, nothing's gonna happen. So she went down that. That's terrible. That sucks. That's extremely slow. But sometimes she just does it. So now we're gonna be waiting over here for her for a while. And also these guys spawn, which is strange. But that's no big deal. Here we get to the Josh parts. These are also RNG, and it also depends on how fast you kill all the enemies. So I happen to get them all, that's very good. He's just here typing away. In co-op, Chris would stand over here and just spam rockets, and Sheva would and the Sheva player would be over here at this window spamming rockets. It just makes life a lot faster. Oh, I stunned Josh. Yeah. Okay, that was pretty good. Once he says almost got it, you're pretty much in the clear. Just make sure no one comes over and hits him. Alright, here's another really neat one that in co-op helps a lot. So if we're just running, we're leaving Josh behind right here. This is the best for solo, I think. But see, he stops, he shoots the guys and all that crap. So if you reset that checkpoint, he actually spawns out here in front of you, like really far. Not very practical for or solo, because he's gonna stop and shoot every single one of these guys. But it's okay. I would honestly just keep running right off the bat, make life a little bit easier for you. But now we're coming to something that's really strange. There's gonna be a cutscene coming up, and usually you want to skip all cutscenes, even though they don't count for time. It's not really a big deal. You can skip it if you just want to save on RTA. But he is still typing on this computer during this cutscene, which gives you a little bit of wiggle room to make it go this much faster. Very strange. There are a few instances of that in this run, and I'll show you those when I get to them. I think it's 5-1, 6-3. This chapter, of course, it's insane. It's actually pretty funny. Ooh, what's that? Lucky. Another huge difference in solo and co-op here. Usually one person would be running this way and the other one would be placing proximity mines over in that general area to make everything be smooth. Okay, this part's kind of scary because Sheva's a complete idiot. So you kind of just gotta... Like that. Somehow, there's dynamite. She's probably gonna get blown up now. Unfortunate dogs. Very good grenade throws, very bad dogs. Josh is being a homeboy blocking everyone for us. Whoops. So big time loss there at the end because Sheva and Small mistakes, but that's fine. Those grenade throws are actually kind of hard, so I would not recommend trying them. I would just use your Ravnica. I would throw a grenade at the lock, but I would definitely just use my pistol for the other things. Now onto another auto-scroller.
Here we go. Hang on tight.
But you also want to keep your inventory full as well. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. I know I did Sheva's, but yours as well, just in case there is handgun ammo or a grenade or something like that in your way. Because it's very annoying whenever you're beeline to a ladder and you have to pick up handgun ammo for your own mistakes. So Sheva's going to be a genius here and follow you everywhere you go. So you just got to kind of hope that she doesn't get grabbed or get hit by anything. See, that's very unfortunate here, gold. Like, you can't just skip gold, but it was in a nice spot. And the one time she doesn't decide to grab it, that's pretty funny. Excuse me, bud. She's probably going to get stuck on him.
Come on.
And turn around for some reason.
Come on.
So there's the first part. That was pretty, that's the easy part.
All right. Let's go.
Whoa, buddy. The next part's a little bit harder because Sheva's pretty much on her own.
Get down. Another pipe. Get down.
Wow, really? Still? If there's one person you should kill, it's that guy right there with the dynamite. Or these two guys. But mostly the bad guy. He'll definitely screw you over. Then here's our friend. We gotta knife him for good luck. And now the Sheva part. There's two ways to do this. You can do the quote-unquote fast way or the safer way, which I'm going to be doing the safer way as of now. So, she's being an idiot. That's alright. So these guys are going to be shooting at you. I think it's B. Okay. You can go as fast as you possibly can here. Oh, don't jump over, please. You can just run to your lever, and if you make it there fast enough, she stays on hers. But I would not. And I let the door close on her by accident because of the machine gun guys owning me. It's alright though. Bad things happen. Or if you want to be really safe, just shoot a rocket in the middle of this, and it'll kill both of the machine gun guys, or Gatling gun guys. So now we're on to our second quick kill. Let's see if I can get it first try and try to explain it. If not, I'll just reset. So,
What the hell is that thing? Just get out of here, Josh. It's too dangerous.
so the faster you kill him in that position, the easier this is. You can time it better.
Understood. Just try not to get yourself killed.
That was too early, actually, believe it or not. So, let's go ahead and throw this in there. Nah, we'll keep it the same until next checkpoint.
Status report. What the hell is that thing?
Just get out of here, Josh. It's too dangerous.
We'll try to stop it.
So I'll extend a little bit behind this one.
Understood. Just try not to get yourself killed.
Again, too early and not low enough. This is not a hard quick kill, but it's a really disappointing one when you don't get it in a run, because I think this is probably one of the easiest ones.
What the hell is that thing?
Just get out of here, Josh. It's too dangerous.
If I don't get it this try, I'm just going to show you the backup strat.
Understood. Just try not to get yourself killed.
There we go. I was just shooting too early. In co-op maybe. But that particular quick kill is all about your timing. I usually get it a lot. I'm not sure why I'm missing it, but yeah, it happens. But if you're in a full game run, you happen to miss that quick kill, the best thing to do is just to run to the front of the boat, well, not the front of the boat, the back of the stern of the boat, and just shoot the water directly in front of Irving. Do not try to hit the little thing, him, I guess. Don't try to hit him, because it's just annoying. You probably won't do it first try, or you may, but if you shoot the water in front of him, he dies every time. So now we're on to 4-1, which is a terrible, terrible RNG heavy chapter. I said earlier, here's the flash grenade that you can farm.
Do you think she could be connected to Irving?
It's possible, but I don't have any clue.
Try so. If there is a connection, what does that
Sheva will follow you here, but up the ladder is where it gets kind of weird because of our little friends here, the spiders. I like to pop him for sure because he will block her every single time. And the spiders do die by flashes. He decided not to die, but if he lives, you can just run past him, and usually she makes it past him as well.
Okay.
She's grabbing gold. That's okay though.
I never knew such a place existed here.
Most of this game is just running and hoping it works out, and occasionally doing some strats.
Telling the truth when they said we find answers in
Tactical resets and running. So here's another important tactical reset in my opinion, because usually you'd have a hand grenade out here. So here's the checkpoint. But if I were to keep running across this bridge, she would spawn down here with me. But if I reset, I'll actually be a little bit closer, and I can make it quicker across the bridge. So now all your, well, yeah. So you'd have a grenade out here, of course. In co-op, you would want someone up top to protect you. These guys just bob and weave and hope you don't get hit. Didn't work out that time. So here's another tactical reset that you would do. Instead of standing here and waiting this long to stand up, then run, if you immediately reset after that checkpoint, check that out. If you reset directly after that checkpoint, you keep the same time, but you minus the standing up part. And then, again, for the third time in a row, here's the safest way to do this in solo. If you run up here and grab this checkpoint, see all these people? All the spiders, all the scary stuff. You don't want that in your life. So, just reset. You spawn back here, kill these guys. And now you really just have the archers to worry about. They can still snipe you, like that. And if you get hit, Sheva's gonna act crazy. But now, you have no threat of the fire guy, spiders. This part is kind of scary. What is she doing? Okay, she decided not to follow me there, which is unfortunate. She's still on the platform. But usually she does follow you. I mean, if this happened to me in a real run, I would probably go ahead and quit. See what I mean? She just does things. So there's 3 tactical resets in a row there. Pretty odd. You don't need her for this part, because it triggers automatically. It's going to be A to run, X to jump, of course. Or if you're on keyboard and mouse, I'm not 100% what the controls are or what you bind it into. Really, you want Sheva to fall here, but in solo, I don't think you can. And from what me and Chase have gathered, RE Chase, it saves about 3 seconds if Sheva falls over Chris falling. This part's very, very annoying. Because you have to direct Sheva to every single one of her levers. Well, the ones that aren't side by side, at least. So it's a big time loss. So you have to run all the way over here. By the way, over here is where you get the grenade launcher if you need one. So you would
Okay, get the other one.
have to make her get on it for some reason. Then you would get on yours. But these cutscenes do count for time, if you'll notice. So you're going to want to skip all of the lever pull cutscenes as fast as possible. And coming up, thankfully, is our last tactical reset of this chapter. Thank God, because there's been about 10 of them that you can do. So if you do this right here, you'd have to turn around, 180 quick turn, double C turn, whatever. Or if you simply just restart the checkpoint, you're a few steps gone, or it's a few steps forward, and you're facing the proper direction. Just for safety's sake, shoot a rocket, throw an nade, do something there. Whoops. They didn't even spawn. Shot a little bit too early. But yeah, these guys are terrible, especially with the AI. But usually you can just run past them, but if you're first learning, I would not recommend it, because she just got sniped by the Dominoes man. So now, you can optionally do a tactical reset here that spawns Chris a little bit further back this way, you know? Or, if you want to be extremely safe, you can do this. See, I'm a little bit more back. But if you want to be extremely safe for Sheva's sake, drop one of these right here. Or in this general area before you go down the steps. Because she has spiders that spawn out of the ground up here with her, and if she gets grabbed by one, she's going to go down to you, and you have to lead her all the way back up here. I couldn't tell you how many runs to this particular chapter, or part of this chapter. So there go her spiders.
Okay.
It's just a safety precaution. Sometimes she won't get grabbed, sometimes she will. Who knows? And she won't right off attack them with a gun either. So any spiders in her way, because they can do that too. So I would recommend putting that down just in case. Because you don't want to, be working that hard just for the run to die right here. And there are also 2 options for this guy. Obviously the faster option would be to kill him. And you can kill him with 1 rocket. If you hit him directly in the face. 2 rockets if you don't. Or you can just completely bypass him. Take this turn wide so she doesn't get stuck. And if you completely bypass him, Sheva spawns with you, but you have a QTE, where you have to mash A. And she's going to be doing her serpentine. but you have to mash A really fast, and it spawns Sheva with you, but it does count for time, so I definitely would not do that, unless you're in a new game run. Then, of course, you don't want to waste $10,000 for no reason, and risk missing the rocket shot anyway with a single rocket.
Come on.
Okay.
So 4-1, very heavily RNG, just, yeah, pretty bad. We're gonna throw these guys out. This chapter is probably going to be mostly all you chapter, because Sheva only has one important part, and that's it. I know a lot of people take different routes here, but I assure you the route that I'm about to show you is the best, it's the fastest. Just do this one. Don't go to the right first, don't go to the checkpoint over there first, and I'll show you. There's going to be up to 3 tactical resets during this chapter. If you're lucky, you can get it 2. I didn't get sniped, that's very good. Those guys have a tendency to do that sometimes. Just, you gotta hope on it. I'd rather take a snipe than shooting a rocket, though. Very iffy about these beams. So now you're at checkpoint. Sheva's all the way over there. Of course, reset to bring her closer and to give her a gun. Whoops. Give her the Magnum for sure. Spam B.
Can't be serious.
And as soon as you get her thrown over, tell her to go.
Go.
Roger.
Hide in this little nook.
Go.
I like to tell her to go again, just in case. So, let's see, did she get the piece? No. So you already got this checkpoint. That's bad, right? You can pass that. Now she got it. But that's okay, because you can just do this. Sometimes she's extremely slow on that part, and it's very, very annoying. Just continue on. You can actually pass that laser, but it's extremely hard. Oops. Who in the world did that?
Come on.
And of course, if you tell her to come on right before doing an action, it doesn't waste any time if you're fast enough. So now... Ooh, that's not good. Let's see if this worked out the proper way. Now you would take this away from her. Never ever let her have a gun. So that was just bad luck that she got hit there. And her health was obviously low.
Come on.
Okay.
See, now you can give her an item or she can pick one up. And that's terrifying. Now these parts are kind of boring because you just have to wait for her to get to safety. And she won't hurry. She just stands there in front of a very dangerous beam apparently.
Come on.
And here's your last tactical reset of this chapter. See where I'm at? This is a terrible spawn point. So if we just go in, and let's give her some of that too. Now you're in a good spawn point.
That pillar's in the way, but I think we can knock it over.
You've got to turn these in a very certain way, or you're going to catch Shev on fire. And a death still does count for in-game time. And it's a big drop of morale if you get a death. Especially Sheva getting a death, really. Nothing that's your fault, just the AI dying to another AI that's just embarrassing. She can die to Reapers, Magini, the conveyor belts in 5-2. I'm really not going to explain the route too much, because I'm still going to be doing the individual level explanation tutorials. This is more of like a full game, what you need to know. So, turn all these. And no, she's still standing there.
Come on! Come on!
You can't be serious.
Actually, I have a. What if I did this? Like, look at that. She won't even help you. She won't even come down the steps to help you if you're dying. That's how. Like, she won't even help you here. Look at that.
Help me! Help me!
See how ridiculous that is? But now I'm in a different spawn point, but that's alright. Honestly, that was a test just to see if she would. I've never done that before in my entire life. That was strange. So if I go into dying somewhere during this area, she will not help you. That's amazing. I would love to know the coding behind Sheva for that. So your best bet's just to run, hope it works. Thought I had a strat figured out there, I guess it didn't. Fire 3 is gonna be a fun one. Okay, so now we're in 5-1. Pretty simple chapter. Not too many things can go wrong. Well, her movement there was atrocious. That can go wrong.
But obviously there's a connection.
Extremely far behind. But that is really weird. Like, I was in the dying state, and she wouldn't help me.
You're right. Let's see what we can dig out.
Again, her random serpentines that you can never ever make work. But the good part is you don't need her for any of this part here. This is all you. So she gets stuck on a door, left behind. That's her tough luck.
We're finally getting somewhere. I saw something.
What'd you say? The goat? This is a cutscene you can skip with X. That's a terrible line, but you get the idea. So you would want to do a reset here, because here's the checkpoint and that's how far away she is. So yeah, definitely reset there. But also you spawn further up the steps, kind of. Or she's with you more, I mean. Now recently I've seen a few runs that are full game runs, and the people actually go and open the door here. Do not do that. That is terrible. Pretty much just run to the glass, shoot through it, and run. She's going to turn around and be an idiot. But here's where we get to another cutscene that you don't skip, because if you'll watch, it still goes through 2 or 3 clicks. So you're saving seconds or so. Well, how many clicks is it? Let's see. 1, 2. So about 2 seconds.
Come on!
Okay,
Come on!
okay.
Hurry!
Roger.
This is one of the chapters where you would want to, if you're doing an IL run of this chapter, you would want to be Sheva. Like, I don't understand. Why was that one guy's run doing that weird stuff and ours doesn't? I just got the full cutscene, that was odd. Okay, the bane of my complete and utter existence, 5-2. We're fully healed up, so that's good. If you're not fully healed up before this, you should do it at the elevator part with the liquors while you're waiting, because you're going to need it for this chapter. Because there's a lot of machine gun guys and explosives and just... What you doing? See if you don't tell her to come on. That's another cutscene you can skip with X. Why do you keep doing that? I'm just clearing this out for consistency's sake. But usually you would just be running through here and hoping it works, while she continues to do dumb stuff like pick up gold. You can run past this part without getting stunned, hit, or anything, but it's extremely hard. I would recommend shooting the big group of guys and just hoping the other machine gun guys ignore you. Try to fake him out here, because it takes a certain amount of shots to actually hurt you.
Come on!
Okay.
Do you guys think I should show them the cutscene thing?
Come on!
Like where you, if you kill the guys? Or should I just show them the proper way to do it, the fast way?
Come on!
Okay.
Easy killer. Alright. So pretty much with the liquors, what you want to do is... What are you doing? Keep a fluid motion and kind of bait them. So if you want to go left, start out right. If you want to go right, start out left. You know what I'm saying? So, something like this. If you have extremely low health... Did I kill that guy down there? I think he's dead. If you have extremely low health, you can kill these two guys right here. There is a faster way with a Magnum, but it's a little bit harder, so I wouldn't recommend that. But if you have really low health, if you kill those guys, this cutscene doesn't happen. And, you know, you can just walk through here, be fine. Nothing, you know, bad's gonna go on. Because there's, let's see, some grenade guys here, there's a machine gun guy, another machine gun guy here, one back here, then there's a grenade guy right here, and then there's a machine gun guy right here.
Looks like we have to go this way.
And then at the main door up here, there's also a grenade guy who will straight wreck you. And if you somehow just, you know, just go for the regular way and she's getting stuck way back here, if you pull this, it stops the whole motion of these boxes so she can squeeze past. Yeah, there's usually a guy right here as well.
Come on!
So here's where you want to do another reset so you spawn out a little bit further. Our health's kind of bad right now. So if you want, you can do this. Kill that guy. and I'm not sure what she's doing. But she should be with you here, and if she doesn't get stuck on this and die. The second grenade guy right here, I really wouldn't worry about too much. It's mostly these guys, the shield guys, that freak me out. Then all these guys up here will hurt you as well, because Sheva for some reason doesn't have the cognitive ability to run. What? Whoa, 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 whoa! Did I not just kill them earlier? That was odd. But she's just gonna do Sheva stuff now. But yeah, that part there pretty much just do a turn to the left once you jump down and shoot the middle grenade guy. Because the other one, he doesn't turn around, and all he'll do is pretty much just the main first guy just throws a grenade but lands in the fire, so you don't have to worry about it. Second guy will hit you a lot. Third guy, there's potential for it, but I don't know if I'd risk that, like shooting him for time, because he's probably not going to be honest. Weird little frame drops there. I get those all the time. I have no clue why. I mean, I have a decent PC. Alright, so here's something really interesting about this liquor, or not the liquor, I'm sorry, it's a Reaper. So if you stop right here, you can do that. But see, if you run into him, he's going to stun you, and in turn, it's going to freak Sheva out, and it's going to be bad. She'll mess everything up and get killed. Because she can die by them a lot. That's actually how my last solo run died, was I was in 5-3, the next chapter. So the way I like to do this, oh, she didn't make it. That sucks so bad. Okay, so you want to run this way with Sheva just so these guys don't have the chance to grab her. And if they do, that's really unfortunate. But if she does tend to loop that way, your best bet's to do this. Come up here. Oh, I'm sorry. Where's it at? Where's the stupid thing at? It's up there. I'm an idiot. And you want to pull this. See how she's doing that? That just ruined just about everything. So you can see why people really despise this chapter. And yeah. He still jumped at her? No way. But yeah, she's something alright. And yes, Jay, you do. I could probably find you a really cheap one. I know when Mr. Fat Doings was looking for one, I think it was being Chase. We found him a pretty decent priced one on eBay. The 5-2, play at your own risk for that part. There's guaranteed something stupid going to happen there. New game rounds, here are some flame rounds if you need them. But you don't. Sheva, you can't pick those up. What are you doing? Just drop your quick shot on him real fast. No big deal. Now, we're coming up on probably one of the hardest chapters in this game. 5-3. So our health's okay. Mine is, at least. Sheva's is kind of bad. Even if you don't hear Chris say come on, so you just hit B and X for just about everything, because if not, she's just going to lurk around and do something. If you really want to be a meme, don't even get on the door, just get on the wall. Now, if you're first running the game or learning it or whatever, the best way to do this part is hands down, no question, kill all of the Reapers. Don't worry about Sheva here, you don't need her. So what you can do is shoot those guys. Should all be dead with that one rocket. If you actually hit the wall. If you miss the wall, they're not going to be dead. Okay, so here's one Reaper. I'd straight up kill them all. But only 2 Reapers can be on the map at any given time in this area. So let's see if we get a second Reaper. Okay, no second Reaper. That means this guy's going to spawn. Is he going to spawn now or later? So now. Whoa, partner. That's not good. But we can make it work. But only 2 Reapers can spawn, so we don't have to worry about Reapers anymore. Or the guys, for that matter. In a quote-unquote fast run, you would kill them all like that, but more efficiently. But if you're kinda iffy, I'd definitely just, you know, kill them. I'd let Sheva go first. That way you can kill these guys for her. Because she sure isn't going to kill him for you. Don't pull that, you idiot. The smarter thing to do would probably let Sheva pull the first one for you. But actually it would be. But whatever, it's the same thing. This part's really scary because there's a bunch of rocket guys that blow up. This guy's going to blow up unless I can knock him down. Nope, he's going to blow up. Hopefully Sheva's not in the crossfire. Savs, Reapers, everything. Sheva getting beat down by a stun rod. But it's weird. The less guys you kill, the less guys... No, the more guys you kill, the more they spawn. The less you kill, the less they spawn. Which is very, very odd. So your best bet's probably just to run at that part and hope that Sheva cooperates. Kind of like this part. She just looks around like an idiot. The general rule of thumb is you always go to the furthest one. In solo. Alright. So, now, if you're familiar with the game, you know this part that there's levers here, there, up here, everywhere. So how do you know which one's which if you forget? If you open your mini-map and you see that random little yellow arrow pointing when I move it, the arrow is going to point to the first one every time, so it's going to be this one. Every single time. So. Now for the second one, it's going to be opposite of the arrow. So it's going to be on this one. So you got to look opposite of your arrow, and the next one will be right there. Or for the first one, you can always just look for the emblem. That works as well. And it's a little bit to the right. But I like to use the map. So it'll be here. So, usually if you did the despawn trick at the horizontal platform, you would be giving Sheva a gun. But it would still technically be tactical if you didn't give her one there, so she didn't go Rambo on people. And you could do a reset, you know, at the main beginning of this checkpoint, or after this checkpoint, just so she can have a gun for the next area. And of course, shoot those guys because they're just a big nuisance. It's especially funny when if you shoot really early rockets, you can kill these guys so quick that all their stuff is like back here. I've seen gold back here, right here before. It's pretty funny.
Come on.
Okay.
Come on, honey. Okay, so now we're at this area. Do a quick reset, give her a gun. Usually you want to give her a magnum. That'd be the safest bet, I think. And as a host player, you will push this blue box coming up that I have to do. You push it faster than an off-host player or an AI, because the AI will actually push the whole thing off of the little area up there. And an off-host player has a little bit of lag in between each push, so
And you need to locate the
that's just extremely slow.
people in that building.
One of those weird little turns again. Someone was doing this yesterday and messed it up. I forget who. So you want to pull it, then command Sheva.
Come on.
Roger.
Sheva.
Okay.
Or command her right from the get-go. Whichever one you want. Note that you do not want to reset that checkpoint, even if it is tactical, for any reason at all. Speed G and dodge those guys. Now this one here scares me a lot, because Sheva doesn't shoot at him right off the bat, and he can definitely do some damage to you. Because he can do his insta-kill attack, and that's very bad. And once you get past that little hole in the fence, any lickers behind you will automatically go down there for Sheva instead of chasing you. So you're in the clear there. So you don't have to push the thing all the way off. You have about 2 to 3 more pushes there that Sheva would completely botch if she would happen to go up there. In new game runs, of course, you would definitely want Sheva to go up there because she's not very smart. As of here, just hope that silly things don't happen. You can be a meme and grab this if you want. I'm not going to. Okay, now for the part that everyone just doesn't know what to do. The Wesker fight.
7 minutes. 7
So,
minutes.
you can literally run around this room for 7 minutes and just, try not to get killed by Wesker and Jill. Oh crap, I should not have done that. You can run over here to this door.
7 minutes is all I can spare to play with you.
That would have killed Jill. But, that's not how you do that strat. I'm stupid.
7 minutes.
But yeah, you run here,
Spare to play with you.
and I think if he jumps, you can shoot a rocket at him.
We'll never win like this. Time to change tactics.
Either that, or you run and hide, and wait for him to come around a corner.
No point in hiding.
Oops, missed it. See, I don't even know how to do this strat. There you are. But see, he catches it, and now he's gonna leave in a second. I don't know what she's doing. Now he's gonna leave. But see how slow that is? You don't want that. The best way to do this is to shoot at his feet. So you don't want to hit Jill, so shoot over here.
7 minutes. 7 minutes is
shoot this wall, and wait till he jumps. He didn't jump that time, that's okay. And if he jumps, he falls down. Shoot another rocket to make him dodge, and there he goes. That's kind of one of the harder strats, but it's a very nifty strat to learn. Now, here's the Jill thought. Be sure that this machine gun is not upgraded at all, because if it is, you're definitely gonna kill her. I'm not extremely good at this strat, but I'm gonna try to give you the basis of it.
If we could remove that device on her chest, she might return to normal.
All right. Then that's what we're gonna do.
Crap, I can't even hit it. I'm gonna kill her. Ah, see, that's not what you want to happen. Pretty much what you want to happen is you hit the thing on her chest 6 times to get it off, 7 times to make it fast.
If we could remove that device on her chest, she might return to normal.
1. Shoot. Oh my god. What's that time to reflect? See, I can't even do this strat. Like, I only know how to do like the, I don't know, one of the faster strats, but I'm gonna try. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my god, 5, 6. That was 6. So I got 6 shots off. That's good enough, I guess. So then, after 6 direct hits to this thing, it'll tear off. If you hit 7, it comes off a lot faster, but 6 will do just fine. I wouldn't worry too much about it. That's a really rough strat. I would definitely recommend practicing that extremely, because it's going to be bad. Or I can link a video to an extremely fast strat that's pretty scary. So now we're just going to get our inventory back to how it usually is. So the hardest part's over, really, of the run, until we get to 6-3.
This ship is huge. Do you think they're planning to use it to spread Ouroboros?
Using a ship like this would give away the position too soon. We must have another plan.
Hitting with a magnum? Why would you do that? It doesn't matter how powerful the gun is when you hit the thing on her chest. It just has to be hit 6 times. I could use a magnum, a Gatling gun, a sniper, just about anything. At this point, you don't need Sheva with you because you're going to get a checkpoint right here. But, yeah. That's another thing you can skip with X. So you grab this checkpoint, she's a million miles away. You restart to bring her close, etc. We've been over this part. Now, people are probably wondering, oh no, what about the lever, the cage that drops? What are we going to do about that business? Well, the best way to do that is to stand to where you can see the bottom part of this little area and just shoot a rocket. What that does is it kills the guy up there that pulls the lever. So, once this cage area happens, well, it's not going to happen, so you can just walk right on through. That's especially handy for Xbox One and PS4. Okay, you're going to do another reset here to spawn Sheva. That's especially handy for Xbox One and PS4 because it's been known to crash the game there if you just go for it. That part, Sheva does need a gun, and I believe that's the main last part that she's ever going to have a weapon in this game. Because you don't want her to have a gun. That part's pretty simple. Sometimes the big guys will get in her way, but that's why she has the gun. So hopefully she has enough common sense to shoot them. Here your lines are very important to make sure Sheva doesn't get stuck on something. Then also, of course, the command before you jump down anything. You could do the little walk thing, make her try to get kind of close to you.
Tango so big. Won't be easy finding Wesker.
But that's really, really hard to do
Once he knows
consistently.
we're here,
See how she, like, when she runs, she does this
let's just say we have a history together.
on just about every single turn.
Grudges go.
So your best bet's just to go
He must have done something to really piss him off.
It goes a bit beyond just pissing him off.
and just hope she then stand on this side of the door,
Maybe. But not until after.
and she'll spawn right with you. So now that she has her gun and all that, there's no big issue here. She's not going to do much, because you're going to do a tactical reset yet again after this ladder area part. Sometimes that guy will hit you, sometimes he won't, so if you don't feel safe, just pop him one good time. He'll leave you alone. If Sheva is in low health, I recommend healing her maybe, or she'll heal herself. But don't kill any of the guys. If you do, guys are going to spawn down here and just make your whole entire life miserable. Or you don't even have to really do a tactical reset here if you don't want to. But you should, because it spawns you in a completely... You spawn over here instead of right there. So do the attack reset, get rid of her magnum. And now you're right here. Whoops. Went a little bit wrong.
Keep getting bigger. Take cover.
Yeah, take cover. You'll be doing one more tactical reset here because Sheva's a genius. Actually, she's following decently well, but I would still do it right here. You don't have to, but I would. I'm not going to, just for the sake of... I'm kind of sick of seeing the inventory screen right now. Here's a little tip. If you wait to the right point to skip these cutscenes, these guys shouldn't shoot automatically. And as I say, they shouldn't do something. They obviously do it. But that was because of her slow jump down. But at least they blew themselves up. That's what you want them to do. Is they'll blow themselves up. Except for that guy. He doesn't. So this guy and the one down here. Excuse me, sir. They'll blow themselves up and just leave you alone. But then again, Sheva's an idiot and does not want to ever follow directions. So,
Come on!
Okay.
Come on!
Okay.
except that guy. Sometimes he doesn't. But then sometimes he does. I know Nova Speedruns is going to enjoy this next chapter. 6-2. One of the fun ones. So here you would take those out and put your incendiaries in. You'll see why in a moment. It is better to run this chapter as Sheva, but in a full game run you're not allowed to swap characters and all that. So you just gotta deal with Chris for now. Go back to it as an IL if you really seem interested in it. And there are a bunch of other small little tricks that you can do in this chapter for an IL that save, you know, milliseconds of time. But we will not be doing those right now. Whoops. No, but I don't think I've ever done the rocket shot with Chris.
This way.
You know, the volley one? I don't think I've ever done the keycard shot. This will be interesting.
Son of a bitch.
So now what? Do you think our weapons can hit that thing?
I don't know.
It's tearing! Shit! We can't stay here!
See, that's unfortunate. That was a little stupid that it had that extra little give. And I got stunned. That's okay.
Come on!
Okay.
What is she doing? So usually the lines I'm taking are the ones I take as Sheva with the Chris AI. This is one of the chapters that are definitely better as a
Okay.
Sheva. I can see how Chris could be faster on this chapter though. Not like that.
Do you really think it can kill it?
That was a very bad one.
Watch out! It's firing off.
But yeah. um Actually I should not have done that. I should not have done that strat. So what I did there is pretty much if you kill those things fast enough, you can pretty much pre-shot a rocket and almost shoot immediately after the cutscene is done. That's a little bit harder of a strat. I probably shouldn't have tried that. But in my other videos that I'm going to make, I'll definitely be going over all that stuff. Alright, we're on to the final chapter, 5 dash, or not 5-3, 6-3.
I fear for the world if it ever gets out.
God damn it, Wesker.
A chapter that can definitely make or break your run, just like 5-3, just like 2-3.
Come on!
Okay. Bomber equipped with missiles.
Pretty much any chapter can, but certain ones can really hurt your run.
Plane can't get shot down.
And we're up to our final non-cutscene skip area. Excuse me, pal. It's really not optimal to C-turn with anything but a grenade, but sometimes it is. So, kind of play with it and see what's going on. Get rid of this cat. Alright, so we're not skipping this cutscene because these bulkheads are going to open, but see our timer is not calculating in-game time due to the fact that it is a cutscene. So it opens up that much without any time loss. And now you pretty much... Whoa, what in the world? That was strange. Oh, it's freaking someone on Epic Games to be a friend request. But yeah, pretty much you just stand around here and look for the dynamite guys. Hey, thanks. Oh, and these guys. I forgot about them. Bunch of guys spawn over there. They're not really that big of a deal. Except for the rocket guy. He will definitely... Yeah, Sheva's finally done something good.
Come on!
Roger.
Come on!
Roger.
The stream has been going for 2 hours, 27 minutes, and 15 seconds. Again, another one you do not skip because it opens up ever so slightly, but that's probably about 3 to 4 seconds in game time. And we got some Reapers here. Oh my gosh. The Reapers are your enemy. These guys will insta-kill you and Sheva. So I would just not even risk it. Kill all Reapers. Just don't risk it. Whoops. Just for fun's sake, I'm gonna grab this flash. Nova, how do you think I should do the Wesker fight? Should I show him the proper way, or I should teach the proper way and the turn the lights out way, or what? Or just show pretty much all ways to do it until you learn? Because I think it's really anyone could do the fast way. Maybe not with one rocket, but with a couple. I think I'll just do it that way. Save an explanation. Okay, we're gonna watch this cutscene for a second while I try to explain.
Doesn't feel right. I can't explain it.
Try to kind of explain what's happening. So, when you're fighting this Wesker,
There's no way out this time.
if you know this part, it's really annoying. So, if you do the regular strat, you like turn off all the lights, all this other stuff, and it's just a big annoying mess. Or you can do this quicker strat that just makes life a lot easier. So pretty much how that works is shoot one at his feet, and there it is. So I can give him the shot right now, but what if the first rocket doesn't work right? What am I doing? So if the first rocket doesn't work properly, there's a backup strat to that. So you shoot over here. Oh, uh-oh, sad, didn't work. Okay, so now, oh god, then you just shoot another rocket at his feet, and then just do that. But so, oh no, that one didn't work either, let's say. So if the rockets aren't happening properly, just keep shooting rockets at his feet.
Fighting in the shadows might be our only chance.
Like that one definitely didn't work, see? Uh-oh. You pretty much just keep shooting rockets at his feet until he decides to listen to you. Because all this kind of crazy stuff can happen. He can live, do this or that. But eventually he will go down and die. And Sheva will grab him, you will grab him. Whatever. Just keep doing that right there. You want to get it to about 2 rockets or 3 rockets depending on what he's really doing or what he's trying to do. Whoa, that was LT and RT. That was weird. I was trying to take a sip of water. You can skip these cutscenes. All that garbage. Now here is another really odd one. There's something I do want to try for consistency's sake. It may be better for a new runner instead of trying the hard strat. Yeah, I know. I saw that. Was freaked me out. I thought it was gonna be like B or something.
Why can't you understand, Chris?
Okay, so once this is over, let's see if this works. Run forward until you see this.
Natural selection leaves the survivors stronger and fatter. Humans have escaped this winnowing for far too long.
Does this work? Can we kill him this way? I don't think we can. You definitely can't. Okay, you can't kill him that way. I just wanted to try it and see. So, there is another way you can. So yeah, let's do that just to show him.
Why can't you understand, Chris?
So if you run over here to the jump over,
Natural selection leaves the survivors stronger and fatter. Humans have escaped this winnowing for far too long.
so pretty much if you do that, and if you really just can't grasp this other method, here's the best way to do it. The thing on his back should be showing right here. And he dies. I'm gonna die right here so I can show you the actual fast strat, but
Your time's up, you son of a bitch.
yeah. That's actually the way I beat him the first time I ever played this game. Of course, you have a co-op partner; it's way better. Huh? I can't show you anymore. What?
Locked and loaded.
Suck on this, Wesker.
Your time's up, you son of a bitch.
Wow. Huh? That was weird. Sundara was doing that, but yeah, I would just do that for right now. So our final time is 1:32:42. But I can just make a video on 6.3. That'd probably be the better way, because after you watch this will give you a basic idea of what you should be doing, and then watch the IL videos I do, and then you'll actually see some of the harder strats I explain while I'm doing it, but at a faster pace. So I don't really just sit there and explain while something works. I just say, do this, do that, it works. So I'd highly recommend watching those videos after you actually understand this and the game and all these other little random things. But we got a final time of 1 hour 32 minutes and 42 seconds in game time. I'm not sure what our RTA would have been, but it would have been something, so whatever. Okay. I don't know, I kind of feel like I want to show you guys the 6-3 fight, like the fast one. I really feel like that'd be beneficial, but then again, like, this is really a beginner tutorial video, not another thing. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I think I covered a lot of things and went over them. If it's a little bit fast paced, I'm sorry. When I upload this to YouTube, I'll put timestamps on everything I talked about, and you can pretty much get an idea for this game. And I'm going to post this in the Resident Evil 5 Discord, as well as pin it to the forums and in the resources tab for Resident Evil 5Speedrun.com. But there's really nothing else I can go over that I can think of right now. Anyway, that was pretty much it. So I think that was kind of helpful. It should be helpful to people. I explained just about everything. Hopefully the first part of this video is not muted due to the fact that I was definitely playing music. But yeah, after I chill for a bit and do other stuff, I'm going to be doing actual runs. So thanks everyone for watching, and I hope this helped you in some way.